It's not my intention for my YouTube channel to be a flat earth YouTube channel, but it is something I've been thinking about a lot the last couple of days. So I will continue speaking on it. Because what my YouTube channel is really about, what I really care about, is truth. And the globe earth deception is pretty much the deepest delusion, at least one of the deepest delusions, confusing the human mind at this point in time on earth. And each individual can use their relationship to their beliefs to the globe model. Even those of us who know that it's false, believed in it at one time. None of us, unless you were really lucky and you had really good parents, none of us were born and raised understanding that the earth is a plane, or at least that it's not a spinning ball filled with hot lava floating in a vacuum. And the fact that we were able to be indoctrinated into this insane belief system on the same level of plausibility as Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny. If you still believe in the globe model, you might find that to be a ridiculous analogy. But those of us who can see the illusion of it know that it's the exact same thing. A complete myth, a complete fabrication, which is being intentionally disseminated in order to confuse people about the nature of their reality, in the exact same way as we use the Santa Claus myth to confuse children, to control them. Because parents want their children to behave in a certain way. And the controllers of society want people to keep buying things. So it's convenient to maintain this absurd and cruel practice of systematically lying to children about the nature of reality. Until they come to a point of maturity where something clicks and there's the realization, oh my God, I've been fooled. I was fed a bunch of bullshit and I ate it right up. I was naive and foolish. And I'd also like to point out that the process of a child coming to realize that Santa Claus is a lie is not a highly intellectual pursuit involving research and mathematical calculations using microscopes and telescopes and all these things that the perpetuators of scientism will tell you that you need in order to reasonably engage in the discourse as to what it is that we're living on. You do not have the complex mathematics. You do not have the telescopes. You do not have the years of study which render you capable of judging accurately on this subject. A child does not undergo a similar process in the journey of awakening from the belief in Santa Claus. It's an emotional maturation which occurs in the child, where they come to a place where they are willing to honestly admit to themselves that they've been fooled. So, in continuation, I would like to address people who say that it doesn't matter the shape and the physical nature of what it is that we're living on and what our environment really is, or better said, what it's really not. I have people in my life who say, it doesn't matter to me whether it's a spinning ball or a plane or anything. I don't care. Because I know that it's all just an illusion. It's all just a projection of my consciousness, and I'm a new ager, and I know that the real work is inner work. I'm purifying my heart, and I'm praying to Archangel Michael. And that's what matters. And it doesn't matter what you think the nature of your world is. This is a conditioned, diseased perspective. Let me explain to you why. Let's continue with the Santa Claus analogy. Imagine you encounter a full-grown adult who still sincerely believes in Santa Claus. And they want to debate with you, engage with you in a serious discussion, and persuade you that their belief in Santa Claus is correct. Now, if you care about this person, you will do your best to help lead them out of their delusion so that they can come to have a more accurate understanding of what their situation is and what their environment is, so that they can live in right relationship to it. Because living in right relationship to our environment and to one another depends upon our perception remaining clear and undistorted by illusions. This full-grown adult who persists in believing in Santa Claus, we cannot avoid the conclusion that this is an ill person. There's something wrong with them. Can this person honestly be a productive member of society, helping people to heal their wounds and grow as individuals and create a happy, fulfilling life for us brothers and sisters here on the earth. Their ability to do so will be hindered greatly if they are so confused as to believe that Santa Claus is real. And if this is your brother, if this is your dear friend, you will do your best to help them emerge from their delusion and come to see reality with clarity. If you have the perspective that, oh, they can just think whatever they want, it doesn't matter, that shows that you don't care about this person. It makes no difference to you that they're running around the world with a diseased mind. Now, of course, we don't want to take the opposite extreme of saying, you have to relinquish your belief in Santa Claus. If you don't, you're an idiot and you absolutely must. No, there's no forcing anyone. There's no belligerence. There's no coercion. But simply approaching the people that we care about with sincere care for their well-being and for their ability to clearly perceive the nature of our reality that we are co-creating together. So, if you think it doesn't matter whether you believe that we live on a spinning ball filled with hot lava and that the sun is a nuclear explosion and that all the plants that we eat in the forests on Earth are being grown by a giant explosion in the sky, if you don't care, it's because your care has been placed in illusions instead. People who say, oh, I know that this is just a digital simulation that we're living in, so it doesn't matter whether the earth is flat or a spinning ball. This is nonsense. Even if it's true that we are living in a digital simulation and that perceptual reality is an illusion and does not exist, it does not change the fact that there are features of this reality, whether it's an illusion or not, which can be definitively perceived from my perspective and your perspective. For example, the sky is blue. And even if we're living in a digital simulation, it doesn't change the fact that from our vantage point, at this point in time and space, from within the illusion, the sky appears to be blue. I can see it and you can see it. And if someone believes that the sky is red, something has gone wrong. Even if this is a digital simulation. I'm holding up 5 fingers. I can see it and you can see it. And the possibility, the remote, unlikely, but still possibility that we are living in a digital simulation does not render it untrue from our vantage point within these bodies, with these perceptual organs, that we can see damn well that I'm holding up 5 fingers. And if someone wants to tell me that this reality is an illusion, so I don't actually believe that you're holding up 5 fingers. That's just an illusion, and I'm just beyond that. Because I understand reality is a projection of my consciousness. So I don't care what the features of my perceptible environment are. Such a person is running rampant with ego, trying to convince you and trying to convince themselves that they have attained some illusory form of enlightenment and that they are beyond the need to care about truth.